Continuing our position by position look at Millersville football during training camp, and today we changed locations a little bit, going from the field to inside the office or the war room of defensive line coach Matt Sutjak. And Matt, the defensive line returns only one starter in Drew Seaberg coming back. What have you seen out of Drew in the camp and his progress over the last year?
I've really seen confidence in Drew. He's been in it. He started 11 games for us last year, and he's starting to show that now in camp. The way he's playing, the way he's taking ownership of the group, being vocal with the guys, pushing the young guys, pulling them aside, being an extension of what I'm telling them, and echoing that to the young guys so they can pick up the defense real fast.
Well, you look up on the board, and you were just pointing this out to me. You see a lot of names up there, and that's a little bit of a change. You guys hit this position really hard in recruiting, especially this year, and brought in a lot of big bodies. So tell me about the thinking about that and bringing in all that depth.
Well, we brought in 8 guys this year, 8 freshmen, and also Morgan Fawnin, who came in the mid-year as a prep school. And we knew we were losing some guys. I graduated a bunch of seniors last year, and we had to replace them. We were thin as it was last year, so we knew that was a position of focus for us in the offseason to bring in at every position, the tackle, the nose, and the end, find some guys that could play early, be mature, and play very early in their careers.
It has to be nice, though, to have that depth and hopefully maybe create some kind of rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to play more than one defensive lineman at every position, and I said that to the guys. Get yourself up there. Start making noise in practice. Just because you're not a number one, you still got to be ready to play come September 3rd.
Absolutely. And you take a look at the rest of the positions along the defensive line. Mike Fitzpatrick is playing at the nose right now. Tell me a little bit about him. He seems like a fiery guy, fun guy to have in practice.
Oh, he's great. He's funny. He'll keep you laughing the whole time. But when it's time to turn it on, he goes, and he's very vocal about it. When he makes a play, he brings the energy to practice. He shows excitement. He stands out. So when he does something right, he lets the whole place know. And that's what you need at that position. You need guys that want to fire off the line of scrimmage, get hands on an offensive lineman, and be physical and show it. Confidence.
And what about the other end position opposite or next to Mike?
Next to Mike, so opposite of Drew is the end. Right now we have Logan Kinzer in that position, Ryan McIntyre, and Tanner Dean, all guys that are returning with some playing time last year. They never started a full season, but they have played. And right now those 3 are just battling out. I'm not sure who it's going to be yet, but the position's open, and all 3 of them are working. They're all making strides. They're getting better. So we'll see how it comes once we get through this scrimmage tomorrow and into next week.
And the interesting thing about Logan is he was an outside linebacker last year, and he bulked up a little bit in the offseason and moved down into that defensive line spot, right?
He sure did. He put it on. He was 240 last year. He's 280 right now. So he made a big jump. And it's not a bad 280. It's a very healthy 280. He's moving very well. And we put his hand in the dirt a little bit last season in some pass rush scenarios, and he did a good job for us. And now he's there full time. And he was there in the spring, struggled a little bit in his stance, and now he's comfortable down there, and he's making strides every single day.
Okay, so tell me about some of these young guys. You mentioned Morgan Fawnin, who was here in the spring, but a ton of new guys. I mean, you look up at the board and you see Chavis, you see Hakes, you see Farrow, going on down the line. So tell me about some of these guys and what Marauder fans can expect.
Well, what I told these freshmen is we're bringing you into camp, and I'm not going to tell you you're going to redshirt. We may end up redshirting a few, but right now they're fighting for spots. And we've seen Dwight Chavis, Noah Hakes, and Dylan Farrow really step up in that nose position because in front of them is Mike Fitzpatrick. Like we said before, we're not going to play just one nose. So 1 or 2 of those guys has to be ready to go. And I told them, don't come in here and look at yourself as a freshman. Look at yourself as an upperclassman and play that way and prepare that way so we can get them on the field.
So lastly, Matt, the defensive line has kind of been a little bit of a hot button here for Marauder fans, not being great at stopping the run the last few years. What makes you think that the defensive line is going to be improved this year and is going to be able to stop the run?
2 things that we did. First, I took the philosophy of I'm going to teach pass rush first, because when you're pass rushing, you're getting off the ball fast and you're moving forward, reestablishing the line of scrimmage. So we did that. I got them comfortable coming out of their stance very, very fast. And then we add the run game into it, and we started getting to a hands-on approach. So now we're coming out of our stances fast, and we're getting hands-on. We always talk about reestablishing the line of scrimmage. Move that guy back. When we're watching film, I stop it all the time about a second after the ball snap and say, where are we? Are we on our side of the line of scrimmage, or are we on their side? And we need to be on their side to be effective. Let those linebackers play downhill. We'll eat up the gaps.
All right, great, Matt. Good luck this year, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Defensive line today. Next week, we'll start a look at the offense, starting with the offensive line.